for the interview or came late. For certain companies, mentally, gone straight away before they even started. They are out, right? Because they didn't turn up on time. The bus came late, my cat died. They don't care, right? It's basic stuff. Be on time. Second, be honest and honour your promises. If you make a commitment to do something, do it. Alright? If you do something wrong, you can wreck your career even before it started. There was one particular student last year that got offered a job, said yes, and then pulled out because he got a better offer. Well, guess what? I think that kid's going to have serious problems looking for a job because this is a very, very small town and people talk about this stuff. Alright? So, not a good start. And he hasn't even really officially started his career, he's already put a black mark against it. Alright? So, employers want to see honesty and they want you to do what you're going to say you're going to do. Alright? It sounds obvious, but stuff happens. Alright? So, we will take quite a serious view of anyone who tries to gain Summer of Code by trying to say, so I'm interested in you and you, who's going to pay me more? Right? If we see that sort of stuff, my foot will be up your ass because we want you to get hired, but the employers are pulling us to give you guys jobs. Right? They are absolutely doing what is required. So we want you guys to be honest on promises. You're going to need to improve your communication skills. Number one comment back from Summer of Code is, fantastic kid, worked really hard, did what they were told, doesn't say much. So like, a couple of things. First, they want to actually know you as a person, right? So if you talk to them, those evil employer people, you get to know them better and you can actually do better in your job because they're going to know you a bit better, know when you're having a bad day, all that sort of thing. But it's going to become more and more important the further you go on. At some point, you probably do not want to be a programmer for the rest of your life, alright? Or doing code. You want to step up and do different things. So part of this is you're going to have to communicate. Okay, very, very important. Technical writing. I've experienced this recently myself. I've just had to do a report for the first time in ages. And boy did it suck. I thought I was like sitting a bloody exam all over again. It sucked massive balls. It was horrible. Alright? But keep up with your writing stuff. Do whatever you need to do because even as a programmer, you're going to have to do specs, you're going to have to write analysis stuff at some point of time. So you need to keep this up because, again, if you don't have these skills, you limit yourself. Alright? So I know that when you do the code stuff, and I remember when I was here, and it would be like, cool, programming, and then we go to an exam and they're asking me to write about stuff. Why aren't I coding? I mean, come on, it's coding. Alright? Well, it is freaking important because later on it's going to come important to you. If you don't sort of keep up to date with these skills, it's going to hurt you later on. This is a goodie. Be careful what you say on the internet. 2 people from last year's Summer of Code fluffed job opportunities because they spoke about them on Twitter. And it came back from the employers. So they were like, they seem good kids. And guess what? The employers did due diligence. They started looking up this person and they said something sort of sarcastic about that company. So boof, gone. Right? In this market, where there are very few jobs, that's a luxury you don't have. Right? So, this gets hard. On Facebook, you're drunk in parties and naked pictures and all that sort of crazy stuff. That's your private life, right? But if you speak about employers, alright, they will find out. Remember, the internet's like the front page of your life. So if you say stupid stuff, they will find it. And these guys, one of them has got a job, another one is still looking. Alright? Because the other thing employers do is they don't like you bad-mouthing each other. It's sort of like there's this code that employers don't bad-mouth each other, alright? So in other words, if you go into an interview and say, yeah, oh, that company, they suck. And they're immediately thinking, well, in X months number of time, if we hire them, they'll be saying that about us. Alright? They want you to be positive about where you've been, but not be a dick. Alright? So be careful what you say online. Like, they're very, very talented people, but they fluffed it. Right? Because they went and said stupid shit online. Right? Attitude is important. This is something that I saw in the interviews last year, I was really surprised. We came into the interviews with the students and we said, so, you checked out our company? Yeah. What do you think? Oh, it's all right. So, what do you think? It's like, oh, it looks pretty cool. And we're like, okay, is he relaxed? Is there a pulse? Don't know. Alright? If you have that type of attitude, you will fail. Alright? I can tell you, uniformly last year, very big trend. Anyone who had that attitude was not picked. Alright? There were people who were very relaxed but still interested. Alright? So having a relaxed attitude is okay. Not being interested about who you're talking to will not get you a job. Because there are several other people, given the competition in Summer of Code, that will be interested and will be enthusiastic. Alright? So I'm not talking about being super smiley, I'm talking about being genuine. Alright? If you go and talk to a company and have an interview, do some research. Alright? Find out actually what they're good at. Find something at least that you can identify with and like. Alright? Because if you talk to them and you can't make that connection, then you're going to go, you know, okay CV, got the skills, dead fish, not interested. Right? It happened a lot. Out of a dozen interviews we did in our company, we nailed some in the first minute because they were just fish. They're just like, yeah, not interested. So bang. Attitude's really important. This is one I've been thinking about really hard, whether I should put this in or not. Keep your emotions in check. So, it's one of these, well, you know, do you want to know the phrase, there's an elephant in the room? Alright, so basically it's something that people don't talk about. Unfortunately, a lot of computer people are passive aggressive. Do you know, you all know what it means. I've been trying to find out a character on TV or movies that's passive aggressive. So I can actually put it up there so you know, right? So what do I mean by passive aggressive? Well, it's the type of people that say things under their breath. They say stuff sarcastically. They don't deal with problems at the time that they happen. They let it fester and then they come back really aggressively later. Alright? So they get really annoyed and then they come out really aggressive. Alright? So it manifests itself from procrastination, sarcasm, a whole bunch of stuff. Right? What happens, and I can tell you, I can think of about 4 or 5 very talented people. And they are limited in their career because they're passive aggressive. Because what happens, what does an employer see when you act passive aggressively? It's a kid having a tantrum. Right? You have the same mental age as a kid. Right? It's okay as a teenager. Now, unfortunately, this is learned. Right? I thought about this. I thought whether I should tell you or not, but it is learned. And it is learned in work environments. Because there are some, I can think of some places I've worked in that they were massively passive aggressive. So they would go, so can you do this project? And they'd go, yep. Is there no problems? Yep. And they'd think, oh God, he's giving me so much work. There's no fucking way I can do this. Is he fucking mad? And then they wait till the last minute and you're like, why did you do that, man? I never had that opportunity to do it. They blow up, right? I said, why didn't you say that at the start? Okay? So, keep your emotions in check. Figure out how to communicate and deal with problems. If you let it sit and don't deal with stuff, then at some point, if you do this, it's game over. And I'm talking about career limiting stuff. There are 2 particular guys that should be CTOs of their respective companies. Right? Absolutely top-notch technical guys. But they keep doing this. And the employers go, oh, that was an outburst. How the hell do I deal with this? Right? So think about how you deal with your emotional stuff. And it sounds crazy, it's like emotions. Ooh, scary. Right? But very important. I definitely wanted to put this in because it is really important that you guys are aware that if you do this sort of thing, you look like a dick and employers go, right, it's cool, so you're going to be an engineer for the rest of your life. Right? Because I can't trust you with anything else because you act like a kid when it gets hard. Right? Oh, I've got a double slide. Third thing, find a mentor. Right? The market out there